I linked to Riven a week ago. The smell of the place overwhelmed me moments before I could see anything. With my sight only partially cleared, I stood motionless, peering ahead through a dim veil, which was slowly lifting. There was a violent clang, and what? I can read cursive, I swear. I'm not a millennial. Bars? Bars appeared? I remember breathing slowly and very deeply, testing the familiar Riven air, but not recognizing a thing. I must have been hit with the dart right away. I thought it was an insect bite at first. I'm trying to remember it all, but it's difficult. Maybe because of the drug. There was a voice. A man I did not recognize stood before me. Rivenese, though he was wearing Denny dress. He seemed to be talking to me, but the poison was already taking effect. A shadow crept in and I fell asleep. Then there were many voices, but I understood none of them. Like hundreds of people whispering, I couldn't make out. Like hundreds of people whispering. I couldn't wake up. No matter, the dream did end, and now to be here with Eddie? It's been so many years I didn't realize how much I missed her. Like a piece of me that I had forgotten I'd lost. She's beautiful and so full of warmth. But the years have also left her with a wound which was not there when we were children. I do wish she were more interested. It seems like... all right. Oh, wait. Why can I... Wait. Okay. This is the next... Okay. I was like, are they not going to let me read it? No, I do. I do wish she were more interested. It seems like I'm asking all the questions. It's awkward. No one asks me where I've been or what I've been doing. This hurts, but I understand it. Their beliefs are born out of ignorance and oppression. They are a gentle people, but they've had their nest destroyed, and now they frantically cling to anything that might save them. But why have they chosen to cling to me? I'm confused. As a child, I always felt out of place here. I never belonged. Is this Catherine writing? Because she was native to Riven. They misunderstood me and I couldn't relate to them, but now I'm overwhelmed by an intense feeling that I owe everything to them and this place. I thought I would never see them again, and yet I'm here. I've been given a second chance. But a second chance at what? Saving them? Fulfilling their prophecies? Being their savior? Some doodles here. An eye. Half of a half moon. Half circle. Sun. The moiety. Atris would want me to chronicle all that I've learned. I can at least record some of it. It seems that when Atris and I trapped Gen... This is I think her name's Catherine. It seems that when Atris and I trapped Gen on Riven many years ago, our efforts were witnessed by most of the inhabitants here. 2 of the Rivenese even witnessed the confrontation with Gen at the fissure, where I linked back to Mist and where Atreus threw himself into the abyss. Of course, they understood little of what they were seeing, but they somehow were able to guess that we had won. That Gen was no god at all, but only a feeble impostor, a false god, and that we had trapped him here on Riven. I always hoped they would deduce this simple truth, but their further conclusions have astonished me. Atris had stripped Gen of his power, therefore Atris must be a true god. As a god, he was choosing me, the spiritual misfit from a Rivenese womb, to be his wife. I was transcending into deity and would lord over Riven forever. Thus, the moiety, as they call themselves, were born a dissident society, sworn enemies of Gen. I did not know of their beliefs regarding Atris and myself until 2 days ago. Etty was, for some reason, hesitant to tell me. I can't figure out why. I know she doesn't believe these things. Of course, everyone else assumed that I would be aware of my own god status, so they made no effort to inform me. I only realized it at a recent gathering to which I was invited. I sat at the front of a dimly lit and crowded cave as they told a mythical story of my own life, acting out the battle with Atris, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure. The event had been exaggerated into grandiose proportions. It was offensive, but I was unable to stop it. I was unable to break the illusion, which is the very foundation of their hope and purpose, and which has given them courage to band together and rebel against Gen. Since then, I've learned of other doctrines and beliefs that have evolved, the most disturbing of which is the conviction that one day I would return to Riven to free them. Some believe that I will overthrow Gen. Others believe that I will bring them to paradise. There's something scribbled there. I don't know how to deal with this. I fight it myself. I love these people, my only real kindred, but they will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. There's a picture of the knife design. I heard her say Catherine, or, Katerin, or something, mixed in with the other foreign words. Over the years, I want to go back and read this, but I want to finish this first. Over the years, as Gen's power has become greater and greater, the Moedes' numbers have grown, and they have become more and more adept at hiding themselves. They now live in a complex network of caves that he still has not discovered. The Moedi, for the most part, have completely severed their relationship with any of the Rivenese that choose against joining them. But I hope they've not sacrificed vital limbs in order to remove the cancer. Even Father and Anant are still on the surface in Gen's domains, and I long to see them. But a dimness shrouds Eddie's face every time I've mentioned them. Since this break took place, they have interfered with the surface in superficial ways, occasionally sabotaging one of Gen's constructions or stealing food from the villagers. They wear strange masks and costumes during their short forays to the island's surface and take this regalia very seriously, refusing to be seen by anyone outside the Moedi unless they are properly attired. They get much pleasure out of the fact that those on the surface are frightened by these costumes, calling them evil spirits or ghosts. It was during one of these expeditions that they fortuitously rescued me from one of Gen's guards when I first appeared on the island. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been delivered to Gen immediately. I've no doubt that he's now searching for me. Of course, I am now aware that I was fooled. Of course, I am now aware that I was fooled. Atris is not here. I was at first devastated by this realization. Now I am thankful, as he would be in extreme peril here. Also, there is a quiet inner voice, an echoing remnant that wants him far away. So she was tricked into coming here because she thought that this is where Atris was here and she needed to come rescue him? I have just witnessed an age dying, gasping its last breath. Today I ventured to the surface to see what has become of this island. I hoped it would not be as bad as the Moedi had reported. It was worse. They have become slowly accustomed to its steady decay, but I was devastated. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words. Will fall cold breath. The womb from which the womb from which the cry released has suffered hurt, will suffer death. Oh, it's a poem. Okay. To get to the surface, we had to travel through a complex series of doors and passages. Before the last of these doors, they offered me a weapon, which I accepted, and then a mask. I held the mask in my hands for a while, wondering what sort of terror it might invoke in the members of my family who still dwell on the surface. But I also knew I must keep my identity hidden from Gen's ever-vigilant eye, so I accepted it as well. Then, together, we swam a short expanse and emerged out of the surface of the ocean under a rocky overhang. The harsh sunlight made my eyes sting, but the fresh, rich air was exhilarating after these past weeks in the dank caves. The 2 men with me were silent, communicating only with hand signals. The 3 of us emerged from our hiding place and made our way to the top of the plateau. At the edge of a thick and overgrown area of the forest, they stopped, peered through the foliage for a moment, then turned to me as if waiting my command, but I could not respond. In fact, I found it difficult to move. I was smelling, hearing, and breathing my youth. This swept over me in a matter of seconds, but in seconds more, all feeling was gone. There was numbness. We did not stay long on the surface, but it was long enough to see the worst. Riven, which was once one island, has split apart into 5 distinct pieces, about half a mile apart. Yeah, that's funny. The name is Riven, which means broken up. So, 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only the ministers? Only his ministers and personal militia are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the forest, I could see 3 of these islands. They are stripped of their former beauty and are riddled with Gen's self-absorbed constructions. The Moedi rarely visit these closely guarded places. There is another island which I could not see, as it had evidently crept away to a terrific distance. The Moedi are very unclear as to what exists on this island, except for the fact that they know it is where the great tree used to exist. The forest is located on the island. The forest is located on the island that the surface dwellers and the Moedi still refer to as Riven, but they also still refer to their entire world as Riven. This island is where the village is, which has changed dramatically. It is also the one remaining province of the people, though Gen's influence can be seen everywhere. Of course, I know the reason for the fracturing of the island. The Moedi do not. Gen wrote this place, and it will die, as all of Gen's ages eventually die. I feel nothing today. I am nothing. I live in a cave on a dying world inhabited by people that... They are treating me so strangely. They don't know how to relate to a god. I'm still an outcast here. They whisper amongst themselves, talking of my bravery during my excursion to the surface, how I walked across the island bold and magnificent. Unafraid. Bold and unafraid. They don't know me. Even Eddie is uncomfortable around me. At times there is no awkwardness, and I am only Katran. Ha! She does say her own name different in their language, I think. Only Katran to her. But at other times I am something else. I am afraid. There's such a gaunt numbness inside me. Today I do not feel closeness with my people. Neither am I offended by their worship of me. I do not hate Gen. I don't feel anything. I'm not even sure of. At least Nella is still close. And now there's some sort of 5-pointed star that she started to draw and scratched out. I am boiling. I am. Flames on the side of my face. Gen is making and writing books. I wish they had told me sooner. Atris should have realized this would happen, of course. Gen would have written all of the materials necessary to the Denny craft of making books into this age, and probably every other age he ever wrote. He is attempting to write his way out of here. We did not imprison him, we only delayed him. This age has become his factory, and the people are his machines, all laboring in his mad pursuit to become a god, to carry on his noble Denny cause. So far, he has not been able to produce a fully functional book. Atris has never believed in destiny, but I don't know what else to call it. It's too perfect. It's too much of a coincidence. They hang on my every word, though they do not understand them. I am their hope, and now I have returned. I owe this to them. There is no choice. Oh, it's the thing. It's the hatch from screen number 1. It has been a long time. There's nothing I didn't know already, is it? I never saw a turny thing on the side of that, only a push button. I will have to look again. It's been a long time since my last entry. It is hard to recognize, but I have found the star fissure. It is located on the island which the Rivenese call Alapo, meaning water pool, but which is referred to by the moiety as Alatuan. Alatuan, meaning pool of stars. Having once allowed Atris to escape this age without leaving an open door behind us, it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. A crude telescope has been mounted over a locked viewport, the combination to which was acquired by the moiety before my arrival. It shows the stop there, which I did find. So this leads to the star fissure, huh? I'm not sure how to type that in. That's 22313. Do I just go like tap, 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 tap? In the early days, the moiety, seeking an escape from Riven, briefly pursued... That's how you get star worms. Do you want star worms? That's how you get star worms. We already have plenty of false gods running around. All we need now is for Riven to start turning into purple sand. We can get the trifecta of games where worlds turn into sand. In the early days, the moiety, seeking an escape from Riven, briefly pursued the idea of reopening the fissure. They discovered a small mechanical stop to prevent the scope from hitting the portal window. Ultimately, however, they decided against opening it. Cowards. I hate to think what would have happened to them if they had not left it alone. I've instructed them to stay away from it. I'm almost certain that with the decayed state of the islands, opening the fissure now would be disastrous. I have heard that in the days immediately following Gen's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure, for he had seen the Mist Book fall from Atris's hands into that very same space. To this end, he would have people, alleged transgressors of the law, thrown into it so that he could observe their fate. The telescope, which still stands there, is one he had built for these callous experiments. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. It appears that the limits of Gen's optics prevented him from learning their fate. The star field beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. This is how Atris explained it after he had fallen into it. But much more than that we've never understood, and we were never able to conclude upon its origins, but the visions tell me that it was born out of the will of the Maker, perhaps for some greater purpose that we cannot yet understand. I still remember Atris' words from his journal. I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse. That's the opening line of Myst, isn't it? I think it is. There must be some greater reason behind it. I neglected to mention it earlier. The unique shape of one of the great daggers which appeared during one escape from Riven. Which appeared during our escape from Riven. The very dagger that stands vertically at one end of the Alatuan has been adopted. So that appeared, and then they started making daggers in that shape. Very interesting. Okay. Has been adopted by the moiety as the symbol of their cause. It is a sacred symbol for them. It is the representation of all of their doctrine and their representation of me. To deface this symbol is sacrilege. They have their own mythical explanation regarding its sudden origins. I haven't told them that I wrote it into this age along with all the other daggers. I wrote it in. But why? It's strange how a young religion can be so unbending, even to their own God. I have tried to dissuade them of the notion that symbols contain so much power. The enemy uses this paranoia against them. They are fearful of Gen's symbol and are terrorized by his symbolic use of the wark. Okay, so this I believe is the first time that we've seen the word wark, meaning the animal, the sea creature. But they don't want to hear this from me. Perhaps my attempts have even caused some of the younger members of the moiety to doubt that I am Catherine. My rare encounters with those who say they follow Gen have been discouraging. I have hoped to have some communication with the surface villagers, but they always flee from me. But I've heard news of some of the villagers' beliefs regarding Gen. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that he was responsible for the daggers, placing them around the island as a reminder of their failure. In the village circles, it is told that this was a punitive act performed by Gen to mark the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which, if they have proven their devotion to him, they will be delivered unto a new and better existence. I will continue to try to reach them. The door is open. The door is open. Gen is free? Okay. Gen has the ability to create working books. In fact, he had written one age before I arrived, but has kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest ministers were aware until now. I'm not sure. Perhaps he has written others. Other news. A few years ago, before the moiety were forced into hiding, one of them managed to steal what appeared to be a test book that Gen had intended to destroy. It had been partially written, but did not work. They didn't tell me about it until now because they thought it was useless. Back then, none of Gen's books worked, but instead of correcting the problem at its source, he blamed it on the impure wood of the Riven forest and proceeded to engineer a cumbersome mechanical remedy, a complex series of domes, to heal his book's inherent flaws. One of the consequences of this crude solution, however, was that the domes demanded huge amounts of energy, and the related problems delayed his success for quite some time. At last, however, he finished his work and was finally able to link to an age, but he kept his success extremely well hidden. However, for some reason or another, belligerent pride, he has made modifications to the domes which make it obvious that he's using the domes to breathe life into his half-dead books. Perhaps he means to lure us into using the books in the domes. He can't believe that we would blindly swallow this suicidal bait? But he wouldn't know that we have one of his books, the stolen burnt book. There is a possibility of, scratched out, have read burnt book. Age it describes would be unsuitable as new home for the moiety, must be modified. I will dream. Have requested a group to solve combination that will open the domes. Brute forcing. I see you are not a master puzzler like I am. Once open, we can power the burnt book. I do not think Gen will interfere. He will leave the bait. This is that weird Riven tree thing. and a moon and a star. Have begun writing the Moedes Age. Now must acquire second book from Gen. There is tension. A strain blurs my vision and nightmares. Nella and Eddie stay close. Much has happened. Almost everything is prepared. We have stolen another book, but I'm concerned Gen will miss it. Oh, they stole another book from Gen. And they go, but I'm concerned Gen will miss it. We have also discovered the combinations for entering the domes, but we have not discovered the method for powering them. By powering our burnt book with Gen's domes, we will be able to link to this age, but we will only have access to the domes for a short time before we are discovered. Therefore, we can only use the domes once. I must find another way to make the books work. The gateway images in Gen's books and our burnt book all seem to share the same sickness. If they are not powered, the images are black. It might be possible to clear the vision with only blanc. We'll write substance into Moede Age. What in the world is all this? What is this? This is a book with a black image. This is an eyeball. You know what I just realized? Okay, I just realized we got that puzzle, right? We knew that there were 6 domes in total because there were 6 symbols written in Gen's journal. And those are the 6 colors that we have to place on that giant grid. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to figure out exactly where on the island, even if I knew where they were, like the exact point on each of the grid. But that's what the imager is for. You can pull up each of the islands, and it even has a 5x5 grid that each thing pops up in so that you can locate where the dome is. Got it. Got it. But are there really 6? I've only found 4. All is ready. Now all we can do is wait for word from the Moeshian-esque who are on the lookout for Gen to power and use the domes. When he does that, we will have access to one of Gen's domes just long enough. After linking to the age which I've written, I only have to locate the book window substance and refine or adapt it. After linking to the age... Okay, she wrote an age. In that age is a substance that she can harvest. Okay. Laying this window over the gateway image should heal the books and make them work. This will allow me to use the second stolen book and return to Riven with more of the book windows. Okay. We will then no longer have to rely on Gen's clumsy domes. I laugh at these plans. I sound like Atris. I'm risking my life, but I no longer fear, only anxiety. I feel no fear, only anxiety. Perhaps it is the source of my nightmares. The fissure, like a great wound, is opened. It stains the riven soil with blood. I hold the Moede knife. The voices grow so loud. For their part, the Moede have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. It is the fulfillment of their prophecy, but they are also fearful and tense. I don't know what they will think or do if I fail. It is done! It seems too good to be true. I feel like it's all still a dream. We've already evacuated all of the Moede to this new age. Oh, so this is the new... Okay. That's where we are now. She did the thing in the book that she wrote to get the material, to come back, to fix one of the books... Or write her own second book? I don't know. It is beautiful, and I am pleased. At last, my people will live in safety and comfort. They stand under the bare sky, unafraid and dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. They have named it Tay. There's still much to be done. We are not protected yet. The only way to completely safeguard this place is to destroy the book, which links to here from Riven. But I do not even know how to bring this up to the moiety. They will be extremely reluctant about destroying their only link to Riven. I share this hesitation. I would be cutting off my only connection, but for their sake it must be done. I assume they brought the moiety from Riven to this age here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the new place that she created so that they could come and live here. Now she's like, and now to burn the bridge. It's like, I am anxious to know if our activities have aroused Gen's suspicions. If so, we must act quickly. Even so, I feel that now we are impregnable. Tomorrow I will return to Riven to see Gen's reaction for myself, but tonight I finally rest. And that is the end. Here we go. I write quickly from my prison. Nella will return your book, which the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will desire to use it, although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison... Oh, is she... Okay, Catherine is imprisoned. Gen caught her. After that final entry, here's one extra slip that she wrote from where Gen has her held captive somewhere. I write quickly from my prison. Nella will return your book, which the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will desire to use it, although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Gen keeps it in his office. I've been in Gen's office. Did I see a combination in there? I don't think so. Maybe I haven't been to Gen's office. Then I assume we're to signal Atris. I think I know how it might be done, but don't signal him before I'm released. Catherine. Notice? Is this reading simulator? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading over the last, God, what, like 30 minutes? There was a lot of reading, and I think there's even another book. She handed me 2 books. Why isn't that book full of tiny little FMVs like a normal book? So this is the one we are not supposed to use. Probably. Is she coming back? She's coming back. Because I don't have a cursor, so she's coming in. Wait, this is the same...
Now, Katerine, we see for Polo, ya sepe yai.
Oh, that's the thing that you put over... That's the thing that you put over the book. So I'm not going to actually get out of here. I'm not going to get to explore this new world. They just wanted to show it to me. I'm going to have to use the book. Spooky room. There's a lot of spooky in this game. Yeah, they even showed... So by going here, now I am back. Now I am back in Riven. So if I save, Will it let me look in this book? Do they let me be dumb?
Forgive me. I don't believe we've met. I am Gan, and you must be the one whom Atris sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself in the book, but I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness. My one wish before I die would be to see him finally assume some responsibility for his actions. Perhaps it will happen one day. In the meantime, you have my sympathies.
See, that's how books work. Yep, that's the game over. That guy who we saw when we looked in the book was the very first person that we saw in the game, who I think he took the book from us. He must have read it and gotten trapped in it. And then when we got the book, they stole it from Gen, brought it to us. I opened it, looked in it like a dummy, switched places with him, so now I'm inside the book, and he has it, and then he runs again and is like, hey, check it out, here's this book. Yay, we beat it! And yes, the acting is a bit better than I must have the pages. Do not trust my brother. He betrayed me. All right, enough of this. Thank you. Oh, you can't actually skip the. You can't actually skip the credits. Fair enough. This is a fair penance. But this is why we saved. This is why we saved, so we could get the bad ending on purpose, Propagable. Not a mistake. I did it on purpose. If you're watching, Prop, which I assume you are, as always. That's my own version of paranoia, is that I'm always being watched and judged by Propagable. I don't even remember, how did that start? From Danganronpa, I assume. You really can't skip, huh? You really can't skip. So that was Riven, everybody. No, we're not done with Riven. We will be, as soon as this lets me out, I will be loading my save. I wonder how, like, you're pretty far in the game by the time you get there. Have a lot of people by that point forgotten that they came there with a book? So, green book. No, don't go in. Huh, what now? So nothing is new except that we have a green book. No, that's not true. We have information. We have, what sort of information did we get? We got the combination to the hatch, I think. Did I write that down somewhere? Yes, I did. Okay. Alright. So, oh, also, alright, so no skipping animations here, because something may happen. Something new may happen. I may jump out of here, maybe, like, you know, a bunch of people are gonna show up and go, alright, we're taking you to Gen. And then he takes the book from me, and then I win. So let's go to his office first. That seems like a good plan. We'll take the minecart. An animation of someone skipping. No skipping animations. And even if we don't find the combination in Gen's office, I at least want to look again at what he said about color in his journal. He said something about some kind of color code. And I'm guessing that's what we need. We're somehow going to be told what color each of those different circular shapes with the lines and the dot, what color corresponds to each of those. Because in doing so, we will figure out where we're supposed to put those marbles in that weird 100 by 100 grid. It's more than 100 by 100. No, it's less. It's like 30 by 30. Because it's 6 by 6, and each of those squares has 5 by 5. That's one way to make sure people can't brute force. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I wonder if this is going to be the combination. Or if this is going to be important somehow. The bunch of rocks and stones inside the drawer. This doesn't look like anything. This doesn't look like anything. I should take these so that I can stab him. Vials of things. Frogs. Book. I never got a good look at this. What is this? This is, I mean, this is paper. This is a I guess this is part of the paper making process, maybe? Could be. So here was this book. Okay, where does he mention color? He has much better handwriting than Catherine. I am still attempting to determine how the Denny color symbology reflects this superior design principle. Although superficially it is based on a 6-color system, I am convinced that there has to be a deeper connection to 5. I will continue to investigate. 3-ring binder full of individual pieces of punched paper. You can tell it's not a book because it's not full of tiny movies. This is true. This book has incredibly few books full of movies. I give it 0 out of 5. Haha, see what I did there. Alright, so I don't see anything in his lab that could be a combination, but this might not be his office. This might not be his office. Alright, what other... Now we got an entire gigantic thing out of the way, what else are we trying to puzzle out? We have the combination to the hatch now, although we're not supposed to not supposed to open it. Haha. Can't stop, won't stop. Definitely going to open it. Not this way, right? Oh, wait. This went back... this is a different one. This is a different one. I was thinking of something else. Wait, does this... Hold on. If I... Does this lead somewhere? Or no. Because it doesn't turn into stairs. Never mind. The other one leads... The other walkway that you can move leads to 2 different places. This one only leads to 1. It just needed to be powered. Why did I come in here? Just to suffer? So that I could come through here this way? No, 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 no. No. No? This... Oh, right, I can't get out that way anymore unless I close it, which I don't want to. No, not that way. This way. This works. Alright, so I want to go back to the beginning real quick. And, punch a bunch of numbers into the star fissure. See if I can break it. Push this 2 more times? 3 more times? So that one just appeared, huh? All this time, I really didn't notice that? This can only end in disaster. Let's go back up. Let's also save again. Okay, so the combination. That didn't do it. Still have nothing to do. Alright. Instead, what I really meant was 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This combination doesn't make any sense. Let me find it again. They discovered a small mechanical stop to prevent the scope from hitting the portal window. Ultimately, however, they decided against opening it. Oh, wait. A crude telescope has been mounted over a locked viewport, the combination to which was acquired by the moiety before my arrival. DDK. Okay. Yeah, that's... Unless she wrote it sideways and it's actually 15, 5, 15, 10, 10. What could this mean? Obviously, nothing to see in there now. Oh well. No point in obsessing over it right now. I don't have the... Okay. If I want to power... What does it say in real numbers? 22313. And I tried just doing that too, like... Wait. Now it's not responding. Did I break it? I didn't break it. Oh, now I can do it. It's also very rusted. I don't really know how to put in the combination, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we know the location of 4 of the domes. I have no idea what I was clicking. There's things. If I go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I can see how that was obvious. It threw me off because it was 5. It was 5 long, and it was 5. There were too many 5s. Far too many 5s. Okay. All right. Okay. Have a good night. They are stars. They are still stars. They're still stars. Safety is disengaged. Still stars. Oh. Who's ready for the game over? It's a rather spectacular game over. No, he's gonna yell at me because I didn't save Catherine.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine?
I don't know.
The book is empty. I don't understand.
You never did.
Father.
Father. I am no longer your father because you are no longer my son. I don't know what you thought you were doing, but thank you. I finally am free.
Oh no, the best bad ending. The best on purpose bad ending. I knew exactly what I was doing the whole time. Alright, this time, if it will allow me, I will just, like, force quit. We'll do it that way. We already sat through the credits once. First try and second try. And welcome back, Neurovac. So, man, we're on a roll. We got 2 endings tonight. And also prove that we do have to be careful of making a wrong step and falling into lava. So, the question is, where do we actually go? It's strange because they gave... Okay, well, I can't get to there right now, but just to prove, you know, I know what's over there. If we follow those stairs up, we get to a place where they want me to place 6 dots. Oh, probably one of them is for this dome. That would make sense. One of them is for this dome, and the other are for the, you know, the 5 that are scattered around.